Disneyland and the Disney parks have always had one saying: they're all family friendly. But that would all change in 1993 as in Magic Kingdom's Tomorrowland, an attraction called Alien Encounter would open and would become Disney's most controversial and scary ride. So in today's video of Industrai, we'll be taking a look at Alien Encounter / Stitch's Great Escape.
Hello, I'm Michael Eisner.
The story of Alien Encounter begins all the way back in the mid-80s as Michael Eisner would become president of the Walt Disney Company.
Hello, I'm Michael Eisner, head of Walt Disney.
You see, as we explained in the last video, the Disney Company was starting to fall and Michael Eisner really wanted to change that with his new attractions and ideas.
Eisner announced at a packed news conference that Disneyland will get beefed up during the next 10 years.
But then came the Disney decade, where Michael Eisner said a bunch of new attractions would be coming to the Disney parks. These potential attractions would include Hollywoodland, an Indiana Jones stunt show, and Alien Encounter. But let's go back a few years.
Hello, I'm Michael Eisner.
You see, Michael Eisner wanted to appeal to an older audiences for the Disney parks, as it seems that the Disney parks were mainly for families and kids. But what about the teenagers? So Michael Eisner started to appeal to teenagers, and one big example was Star Tours. But Michael Eisner did not want to stop there, because there was another franchise in mind that he was thinking about getting the rights to: Alien. The science fiction horror movie in the 70s became a huge phenomenon, and very surprisingly, Michael Eisner wanted to make an attraction for Disneyland where it would basically be Buzz Lightyear, but instead aliens. However, because of its gruesome content, this idea was eventually scrapped. But Michael Eisner did actually get some of the rights to Alien franchise. So when the Disney decade was coming, he thought this idea of an alien-based attraction could actually become a reality.
Disney's 10-year plan will include at least 25 major additions to theme parks in both California and Florida.
But then there was another problem. The attraction could not be based on the actual film itself. According to Disney, about 80% of parents knew about Alien and its content. So the Imagineers knew if they brought an alien-inspired ride to the parks, there would be lots of complaints to parents about taking their kids on this ride. So Michael Eisner decided to not base it off the Alien franchise, but still wanted to keep the idea of an alien-based ride. So he got the Imagineers to work on an entirely new idea and concept for the ride. This concept would be a company called SS Tech, where you would see how the company works and functions, and eventually go into a teleportation device works. But this would lead into an alien getting teleported and attacking you on the entire experience. Now, originally this was supposed to be built at almost every single theme park around the world, but due to the financial disaster that was Euro Disney, budget had to be cut costs, and Disneyland's version would be delayed indefinitely, while Alien Encounter would still be resumed work on at Magic Kingdom. And on June 20th of 1995, Alien Encounter would officially open at the Magic Kingdom.
Imagine being trapped with an alien.
Did you hear that?
And something goes disastrously wrong.
It's getting closer!
Wouldn't you be just a little? Alien Encounter. It's here, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Now, it's important to know that most of the controversy was with the adults and not with the teens, because in all honesty, teens loved the attraction. With its scary story and thrill experience, teens really loved the attraction. But the same cannot be said for the adults, as there were many complaints of how scary the attraction was with its gruesome and scary ride. So after 6 months, the attraction closed to make way for a 6 months refurbishment. And when it reopened, there was a sign on the front warning guests about what they were about to experience. But it didn't matter whatever Disney did, adults just still complained about the ride and its whole feeling. So plans for Disneyland version were eventually cancelled and instead replaced with the pizza port. But for the next 7 years at Magic Kingdom, you better enjoy getting scared because the ride would last for 7 years. Now, it's pretty hard to find the reason why Alien Encounter closed, but here are probably the 3 most likely reasons why it closed. Disney just wanted to stop parents complaining for this attraction. The ride was also starting to lose popularity as more and new exciting attractions were coming along the way. It might also have been done with the association of Jeffrey Jones, as he would commit the crimes the same year Alien Encounter closed. But either way, in 2003, after only 7 years, the original Alien Encounter would close. However, Disney and Michael Eisner still didn't want to give up on this idea of an alien thrill attraction. So the idea was that they would keep the ride show elements at the ride idea, but instead make it more family friendly. And there was also something else that was coming on the horizon: Lilo and Stitch. The recent box office success inspired Disney to base this new version of the ride off of the movie. And eventually that's what they decided, and work began on what was known as Stitch's Great Escape.
Much better. Check out Stitch's Great Escape, new at the Magic Kingdom.
My goodness, that's not yours, is it?
On November 16th of 2004, Stitch's Great Escape would officially open, and to promote the ride, Disney redecorated the castle to make it look like that Stitch vandalized the castle. But getting back into the attraction, this was kinda basically the same ride, as it reused a lot of the ride's previous show elements. And there was a good reason with it, because this attraction almost took Disney less than a year to build, so a lot of things were reused in this attraction. However, this ride did have a highlight. First, they toned down the attraction by a lot, and made it very family friendly and funny. As well as that, there was an animatronic of Stitch, which at the time was Disney's most advanced animatronic. Now you would think that the controversy of this ride would be over, but no. Parents still complained about the attraction. However, Disney just decided to ignore these controversy, and for the next 2 decades, Stitch's Great Escape would be opened and enjoyed by everybody.
Cinderella! Your prince is here! You're not my prince. Bye!
In 2018, all of a sudden, the ride was temporarily closed for seasonal opening, but the attraction would never reopen after it closed on that very day. And photos surfaced of what appeared to be inside the ride itself, showing that all the old animatronics were decaying and rotting. And people realized that the ride would not ever come back, and they were right, because in 2021, Disney announced that Stitch's Great Escape was officially closed. To this day, the ride is still abandoned and is sometimes used for meet and greets, but my hopes are in the future that it will finally turn into a new ride/attraction. So everybody, really cross your fingers, hoping maybe they could bring back Stitch's Great Escape or something new, but either way, hopefully they will finally turn what was known as Alien Encounter something else. Man, I never got to ride Stitch's Great Escape, but hopefully you guys remember what it was like.